Constipation affects over a third of all Americans, and we spend over $1 billion a year in laxatives and products to help us go to the bathroom. In this video, I would like to address constipation and what it is, what causes it, and I will give you 10 tips on how to improve constipation. So if you're interested, keep watching. Hello, beautiful friends. My name is Monica Paz. I'm a certified nutritionist and a functional nutrition lifestyle practitioner. I'm also the founder of Nourish Functional Nutrition, where I teach you how to get to the root causes of your symptoms and how to use food as medicine. In this channel, I give you all of the tools that I have at my disposal to help you go from confused and frustrated about your health to empowered and excited to take your health to the next level. If you like what you see, be sure to subscribe and remember to tap on the bell so that you can get notified when I release a new video. Constipation affects so many people, and it becomes such a lifestyle problem for people that I wanted to take my time in this video to really go through what it is, what causes it, how to address it, and what to do about it. And so I wanted to begin by saying that constipation is very subjective. In some cases, just feeling like you're constipated means that you have constipation. In other words, if you feel like you're not completely emptying your bowels, if you are having to strain when you go to the bathroom, if you are feeling like you should have gone a little bit more, you're having to sit in the toilet for a long time, waiting for a bowel movement to occur, or if you simply are not feeling the urge to go to the bathroom, but you feel the obstruction and you feel malaise, bad taste in your mouth, any of these things could be the definition of constipation for you. I want to tell you a story, and I have told this story before, but I want you to understand that constipation is not a funny matter. It's not something that we just make jokes about and move on. Because if you think about our digestive system, it's a tube. From mouth to anus, we have one tube, and we have food that we're putting into that tube all day long. If that food is not moving along and being excreted, then we're going to have a problem, because you're not going to be able to absorb your food. The food that you are absorbing in some cases is being recycled. In other words, you're getting bacteria and you're getting things that are coming into your brain that are not supposed to be there. Last year, my mother became very, very ill because she was constipated. She's 89 years old, and she didn't even realize she was constipated because she was going to the bathroom every day. However, she had taken some medication, and they were titrating the medication, and they required her to be restricting her fluids for a number of days. And this happened in the hospital. By the time she came home, it had taken over. It was something that was part of her system. Now her system was not moving, and things became really, really difficult to the point that she ended up on hospice. And she almost died. She literally almost died. And eventually we had to resort to doing colonic treatment, and that unstopped her. She was not obstructed at all. We went to the hospital 6 times trying to figure out if she was obstructed. Actually, she was just full. And you can finish that sentence. Anyway, once she got better, she got so much better that as of today, as of this recording, she is 120% better than she was before she got ill. And this has to do with how her bowels are moving now. This is a success story, and I want to tell you that constipation is a very serious matter. And so we're going to go through what to do when you have constipation. So I want to give you 10 tips on how to address constipation and how to prevent constipation so that you can have bowels that are functioning properly. And so tip number 1, you know that I'm going to say eating whole foods, plenty of fiber, moving your body, and drinking a lot of water. So there's a lot that goes into that, and I don't want you to think that I'm dismissing it, but I have a lot of videos about eating from the ground and making sure that you have plenty of plants in your diet, and that you are not eating processed foods, sugar, drinking a lot of alcohol, or doing all of those things that I talk about pretty much in every video. But not to dismiss that, I want to move on to the things that you can do right now to prevent constipation. Number 2 is so crucial, and is something that requires a little bit of a lifestyle change and a little bit of a mind change. And that means to go to the bathroom as soon as nature calls. The minute you get the urge to go to the bathroom, there is no waiting. There is no putting it off for 5 minutes or putting it off till everybody leaves the house or you're not at the office or whatever it is that your hang up is. There's a mind change that needs to happen, because your bowels are not going to wait. And what happens is that fecal matter will back up and will become hardened. And when it's hard and pellet-like, it's really hard for you to expel it. And that makes it so that your colon is not emptying completely, and that starts a cycle where you are going to be constipated. Not only that, but your colon and your sphincter, your anal sphincter, is not going to know when to go to the bathroom. So it's very, very important that you get into a habit and create a routine to go to the bathroom at a certain time, hopefully at a time that is convenient for you. And so even if it takes waking up earlier. That's tip number 2. Tip number 3, adding psyllium husks to your diet is so important, because it adds fiber and it also adds bulk. But when you add fiber to your diet, you always need to drink water. So make sure that you're drinking plenty of water. When I say plenty, you take your weight in pounds, you divide it by 2, and that's the number of ounces that you should be drinking. So try that and see if that works. Tip number 4, if psyllium husks didn't work, then try hemp seeds, try chia seeds. Well, hydrated chia seeds, they hold on to so much water, about, I want to say 8 to 10 times their weight. So that's going to really help smooth out the process of moving that bolus down through your digestive system. Flax seeds also can be taken, and they will not only provide flax oil, which is very healing to your body, and it adds omega-3 fatty acids, but it also increases the fiber. And again, drinking lots of water. Tip number 5, I kind of mentioned it, creating a time of day when you actually go to the bathroom, not to sit there for a long, long time, because that would create the possibility of hemorrhoids. But make sure that you have a routine and that you're sitting at the toilet. Hopefully you would be elevating your legs so you can put a little stool in front of the toilet, and that helps you be in the optimum position to have a bowel movement. If you do that every day at a certain time, then you're going to be more likely to have a bowel movement. And you don't want to wait too long. So in other words, you don't want to sit there too long, but you should have a bowel movement within a minute or 2, emptying everything, feeling like you have emptied your bowels at least once, up to 3 times a day. Tip number 6, you may want to look at taking some probiotics. I have a video here where I will put it in the notes, but it's important to look to see if maybe you have dysbiosis or a gut microbiome that is out of balance, and it's important to replenish the probiotics in your gut and see if that would help. So that's a great way to do it, and if you need some advice on that, I invite you to let me know in the notes. I will send you a link to my dispensary. I will go ahead and put that in. But if you need a recommendation, please feel free to schedule a free 15-minute call with me at nourishfunctionalnutrition.com. It's free, and we can talk about your needs at that time. And I can give you some discount on probiotics in my dispensary. Tip number 7 includes adding some magnesium to your diet. Most people don't get enough magnesium. In fact, I'm willing to say that 100% of people don't get enough magnesium unless they're taking it in a supplement. And that's because our soil is depleted and we just don't get enough. We need so much magnesium that I recommend at least 400 milligrams of magnesium per day. Magnesium citrate will help you have a bowel movement, and in some cases you will need more than 400. But again, that's on a case-by-case basis, and I cannot say that you're that person, but that's one supplement that you can get over the counter, or you can let me know and I will give you a recommendation after we meet for 15 minutes in a free discovery call. Tip number 8 has to do with taking some digestive enzymes. If you're not digesting your food properly, if you don't have enough stomach acid, your food may not be moving the way that it's supposed to because it's not digested properly. So it just stays there and creates constipation. Tip number 9, you may want to assess whether you have lactose intolerance. A lot of flatulence, a lot of gas, bloating, any signs and symptoms that you get after drinking milk or eating dairy products is something not to ignore. A lot of times people say, well, I can have ice cream, but as soon as I have milk, or if I have too much ice cream, I will get diarrhea. So you don't want to ignore those things, because that just tells you that you're not digesting milk properly, either the sugar in the milk or the protein in the milk. So that's something also we can talk about in a session if you want to give me a call. And for tip number 10, the one thing that made a huge difference in my mother when she was so sick that she almost died. Constipation was one of the problems, but it was caused by stress. It was caused by some of the medications, but also stress. So my question to you is, what are you holding on to? When you hold on to stress, when you hold on to fear, when you're holding on and not letting go, not releasing anger or unforgiveness, or something that you're holding on so dearly that is really making you so tense that your bowels are restricting, that is harmful to you. So my question to you is, what are you going to do about your stress? Again, all of these diet and lifestyle factors are things that we talk about in our sessions. And right now I want to invite you to join my membership. It is the least expensive way that you can work with me. We have a group of women. It's a small group. We meet the second Thursday of every month at 7 p.m. Pacific, and we would love to have you. So consider doing that. I'm going to put a discount code in the notes for you, and I hope that you will go ahead and take advantage of that. But if you have any questions for me, please feel free to schedule a discovery call with me. It's all on my website, nourishfunctionalnutrition.com. In the meantime, be sure to like this video, subscribe, and don't forget to tap on the bell so you can get notified when I release a new video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.